on Friday night, pizza and football. And a little beverage. I ain't gonna mention any beverage because if you ain't 18, you ain't supposed to be doing no beverage other than soda water. Fam, how you doing tonight? Yeah, man, because every one of these weeks that pass by, every Friday we see between now and the beginning of the season means we're getting closer. Redemption time, redemption time, redemption time. Yeah, boy, every last 49er out there that went through the 29 situation knows, boy, y'all, gosh, the league, get ready. The Niners are coming. I got a kick out of, I was watching Lombardi doing that interview, his Q&A, and all he talked about is how the defense is just standing over, they're just going nuts. He said all kind of great things about Kinlaw, and God, it's just, you know what? He gave some truth about it just rubs people the wrong way. He gave a lot of truth about the situations between the quarterbacks. I ain't going to say nothing more than that. You go check out Lombardi. He'll tell you himself. Anyway, fam, let us talk about the running backs and the wide receivers. I mean, the current ratings being released around the NFL are a measure from the 2020 season, so you can't really get real into it, But I just want, Niners rankings are an interesting topic of conversation anyway, due to the fact that head coach Kyle Shanahan's offenses run first and run a lot system, right? And tonight, we'll be going to the phones and putting the past season into perspectives while anticipating what to expect from the 2021 season with what we all know about this particular hour, right? So, fam, how good do you think the Niners receivers and running backs groups will be in 2021, as I say? PFF weighed in, ranking each group across all 32 NFL teams. Let's talk first about the highest ranked of the two groups as far as the good guys go. The receivers, PFF has the Niners collection of wideouts listed at number 7. Yeah, they did. See, because as I said, this has more to do with what's already taken place and maybe a few other factors, but much of that, as you would imagine, is due to the potential of the team's trio of playmakers famously known as the Yak Brothers, which, by the way, some people are using as a weapon in arguments. Ain't nothing wrong with yakking. Yakking is the best thing you can do because it's look, let's look at the percentage rate, right? What are the odds of it getting picked off from a yak? I mean, the thing is, if you put that ball in sustained air for a long way down the field, you're supposed to go downfield on occasion, but it better be done at the right time. But what? I mean, your degree of danger is a whole lot less if you got guys that can catch that ball after a short route. It does two things. It puts less pressure on the offensive line. It gets the ball into a playmaker's hands. He's out of here for huge gains. This is not a bad thing. Like some people think. The only reason we did so well is because we got them yak dudes. A lot of teams wish they had them yak dudes. Anyway, the Yak Brothers include Deebo and newly brought to the campaign, Ayuk. And, of course, GK, the OG of the group. Steve Palazzolo said this about the 49ers receivers room. The 49ers have built a dangerous group of playmakers. It's just a matter of keeping everyone on the field this season. Knock on the wood, please don't. Deebo Samuel has been used everywhere in this offense. He excels at space plays as he's averaged 9.6 yards after the catch per reception in his 2 years in the league. That is ridiculous. That means every time you give the ball to Deebo, look for that first down to be coming up. And you know what's really funny about that? Cynthia Freeland. She did an article stating, looking at and spotlighting the most unappreciated players in the NFL. Deebo's on that list. I said to myself when I was reading that, when people talk about the 49ers, Deebo's not the first thing to come out of their mouth. That's a good point. We talk about Nick, we talk about Fred. I mean, we talk about Ayuk a lot now, too. Okay, well, of course, Deebo did miss a lot last season. Trey Lance gets a lot of conversation. Yeah. Deebo, he's very important and underrated to some degree he should be more appreciated because Deebo I've said it before, I'll say it again. Deebo's actually the catalyst to this offense. George does his thing, but George is like, Deebo's the catalyst, George is the finisher. That's just pretty much what goes on out there. So, you know, and he is almost adept at working at the intermediate route tree when lined up on the outside as well. Newbie Brandon Ayuk has similar yak ability, but he was used in a more traditional role last season on his way to an 80.8 receiving grade, second best among rookies. PFF tweeted yak per reception since 2019, regardless of position. Number 1, Dalvin Cook at 10.5 yards. Number 2, Deebo Samuel, 9.8. 2, Austin Eckler, 8.8. No other player in the top 5 has an average depth of target higher than Mrs. Samuel's baby boy Deebo, 5.4 yards per reception. Ow! Behind those 2 wideouts are options full of potential, but still waiting to prove their worth. Who are they going to be, fam? Who's going to be the guy to step in behind Deebo and Ayuk and TCB? Kendrick Bourne is gone. There's an opening. Who's it going to be? Travis Benjamin brings good speed to the offense, taking over the Marquise Goodwin role the team once tried to utilize. Richie James Jr. can create big plays, but his sample size is very limited. And who can forget his 9-catch, 184-yard performance last season against the Pack that featured his only trip into the end zone of the season? Nobody did. We talked about that for weeks. It kept saying, Kyle, why in the world don't you want to use Jimmy more often, Richie more often? However, James had just 210 receiving yards on 14 receptions over the next 7 games beyond that. And I still wonder why Kyle won't call his number more often. Well, you know what? Let's see if Mike McDaniel, the new defensive coordinator, and I don't know what capacity he's going to be in, but Mike's going to be designing and doing a lot of things out there on Kyle's behalf while Kyle tends to the rest of the unit. Palazzolo added, quote, Jalen Hurd is a wild card after he showed early promise during the preseason as a rookie, but he's yet to take a regular season snap. This has got to stop. Word is he's doing all right. I mean, you know, they put the knee thing down, but it's probably just a little sore or something like that, but nothing serious. Most analysts are saying it's nothing serious. Insiders, I don't know how much they really know. Of course, you know how it goes with the 49ers. They don't let everything out. And they might be lying. Maybe there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They're just putting that out there to get people thinking, especially opposing teams. We'll figure out a way to stop Ayuk and Deebo, and we'll be fine. Yeah, okay. Kittle has to be in the conversation for the best tight end in the NFL. Give me a break with Travis Kelce, okay? Travis Kelce is surrounded by high-time playmakers all around him, all right? He's supposed to look that good. Most Niner fans will vote for Kittle, who is just as good a blocker as a receiver. Palazzolo's vote as well goes into that 49er pack. He's quoted saying George Kittle is the league's best all-around option at tight end. He's one of the few options who can run block effectively in line while keeping defenses off balance with his route running and after-the-catch ability. Ain't nobody in the NFL calling themselves, and business card says tight end, that's doing what George Kittle does, period. And Kittle is graded at an 84.0 or better in each of the last 3 seasons, including an incredible 94.4 grade in 2019, unquote. Shut up, everybody in downtown Kansas City. And also that power trolling Patrick Machine Boy. Don't you say a word. And Rudy Poo, here are some facts that will hurt your feelings as well, and I love telling you. Around the NFC West rankings, even this is from last year, remember, which makes it even more extraordinary. Rams came in at number 8. Remember, the 49ers came in at number 7. I thought y'all was supposed to be bad. Seahawks number 10, which I do question that, though. That's what they said. PFF, I can't argue with them. They've got all the equipment they need to make sure that they're right? The Cardinals are number 17 at this hour. Oh, how is that going to change? The Niners running backs didn't rank as high when compared to other teams around the NFL. But then While our guys boasted the number 2 ranked rushing attack in 2019, it fell to number 15 in 2020, thanks largely to the excessive number of injuries that impacted the roster. Pro Football Focus has us good guys running backs unit ranked at number 18. Oh, my God. We went from 2019 being the best. I mean, we was the toast of every town we came in, and down to number 18 last year. But that ranking does come with an explanation. Have you ever been to traffic court and a judge says to you, you can come in and plead innocent or guilty with an explanation, or plead, you can tell I got experience out. You can plead guilty or not guilty with an explanation. I'd always have like my whole book of things. Anyway, and that ranking comes with an explanation, as I mentioned. Wrote Ben Lindsay, injuries to Raheem Mostert in 2020 put a damper on what was another impressive showing when he was healthy and on the field. Mostert is one of the fastest running backs in the NFL, and an ideal fit in a Coach Shanahan scheme that prioritizes big plays in the run game. And who's going to give you big plays more than him? Well, that dude will go coast to coast to you. I mean, should I say, from line of scrimmage into the green in a heartbeat. Mostert has put up rushing grades of 77.0 or higher in each of the past 2 seasons, unquote. Behind Mostert are Wayne Gallman, JaMychal Hasty, rookies Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell competing for the remaining roster spots. As you know, Jeff Wilson Jr. was reassigned in the offseason but suffered a torn meniscus and will miss the start of the season. Damn it! I knew he was getting ready to tear up this year. I don't care who we bring in, man. Jeffrey Wilson Jr. has proven you're going to have to bring in a whole lot to get him out of that job. I already had plans on him starting with the other guys rotating in on certain situations. Okay, let's see what Gallman can do. Is Sermon going to be the guy? We'll see. Lindsay added more, quote, it's also worth noting Kyle Juszczyk here is one of the few high-usage fullbacks remaining in the NFL. His 3,383 offensive snaps since 2014 are over twice as many as the next closest fullback, and is 79.8. Offensive grade over that stretch falls behind only Anthony Sherman at the position. Unquote. Here you go. Around the rest of the NFC West, the Hawks came in at number 16. Just a couple spots ahead of the hurt 49ers. Rams at number 23. So when Rudy comes in and talk about that running back, who is he? What's his name? 23. The Cardinals at number 28, but that's the Cardinals do. I'm going to tell you the truth. The Cardinals friggin' scare me. They really do. We'll see what happens. So, that the Niners' air attack is better prepared personnel-wise as far as the stats are concerned versus run game is interesting, isn't it? Will the team reap dividends from what could be an improved arsenal? Is this something the 49ers can build on? Will they build on? Is the run game really a group that will be no more than ranking at number 15 in 2021? Hell no. I'll answer that question right off, and I want to hear from you on the same matter. Give me your impressions about the 49ers aerial attack and the run game. And will this order change at some point during the course of the league? Will everybody be talking about that 49er ground and pound and hitting that? I mean, that zone run is killing. Now the quarterback is sitting back and taking his time and laughing as he drops it off with easy gains. Because if Kyle Shanahan can if he can go back to play action on every snap, the 49ers will be absolutely lethal. Jimmy Garoppolo, his percentages on play action are miles above just sitting in that shotgun. Miles above. We're talking about near 100 and I think, wait a minute, 104. Yeah. So you see, a lot depends on that run game. Play action is the fruits to be picked, provided that play action is working. We'll see what happens with that. Anyway, hey, Cynthia, I'm Sid. It's late out there. Cynthia's getting ready to head out on us, I know. So I'm glad to see. Good to see you, Sid. Beast Mode 21, can we get Jalen Hurd? You know what? One more season he doesn't make out preseason. Cut him. God. He'll make it. What are the odds, right? 3 years in a row you go down to preseason? I just don't believe it. I do not believe it. He shall return this year. Hey, Brittany!
Hey, Ronbo.
Brittany, last year, we watched a team that struggled all year long, and they still rated run game and being listed as two teams that are about to do good things in both the run game and passing game. Brittany, you know what? Give some perspective from where you sit on that run game and that pass game, and will this order absolutely reverse, or will it excel? Will the wide receivers get really crazy this year now that we got quality wide receivers? And, take it away, Brittany.
You got new protection on the O-line, brand new wide receivers. You got some bad-ass running backs. Forget about excel. This run game and play action is going to be lethal. Lethal. Because now everything is just in order. Everything is in place. Everything they said they were going to do in the offseason. Everything, the puzzles are put together. Better protection. Stronger, faster, big bullies, all right? We got some mean bullies who don't play around. So this run game, this play action, our receivers, everything is going to be lethal on offense this season. And you will see the team excel. And you may see some new twists being added into the offense and to the run game. You may see some new twists.
Is that something that you're going to hold back on, or are you going to share that with us as well? What new twist are you thinking about?
I remember saying weeks ago that it would be cool to see like this kind of like Taysom Hill type of thing. And I know like everybody keeps saying like, oh, they want Trey to start. But what if not only Jimmy still starts, but we see Kyle make up plays where he uses Trey just like Peyton did with Taysom Hill down in New Orleans. Because Trey is good with his legs. So what if he did some twists like that to make the offense even more dangerous to the opposing defenses?
Or even if he doesn't run, it gives a different look that maybe the DC didn't plan on. They probably worked on what to do with Jimmy, but they maybe didn't see Trey coming. And for the first 2 or 3 times, that will work, provided Trey can deal with the NFL speed and make that adjustment really off quickly. Because I don't think Kyle's not going to put him in there right away. Because we're talking about a guy FCS in 17, 18, 19 games in his entire time. So he's going to realistically, people have to give him a minute to even adjust. But for the few plays that Kyle puts him in, he'll be confident as what Trey can do. And that is going to be interesting.
Yeah. I'm excited for the Yak Bros to finally be back together and really destroy.
And Brittany, do you see anything wrong with Yak? Is that a reflection that it's supposed to be a nasty dig thrown at the quarterback? Or is Yak having guys who have that capability, is that a good thing or a thing that some consider it's a handicap that we got to do because we ain't got no quarterback? I love that conversation. Oh, I love that stupid conversation. But what do you think?
I don't think it's a handicap because we don't have a quarterback. It's not a handicap. It's a system because it works. When you have 2 of your best receivers and your best tight end, all 3 of them working together to get that yak, and your quarterback is the commander in that's no handicap. That's a powerhouse right there. We saw glimpses of the Yak Bros last season with Jimmy, no matter how terrible the season was. But this coming season, you're going to see the full effect of the Yak Bros. And it will show that it's not a weakness because, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have this. We don't have that. No. All 4 of them is going to be ridiculous. And you will see that even explode, like, more in the run game.
You see, because here's the thing. If I can go the low-risk route and play the West Coast offense as was once written, it makes so much more sense because the West Coast offense is what it is, effective as all hell for a reason. You throw that high-risk pass when it's set up to do so. But going all game long and dropping the ball deep downfield is an idiot plan. and it's been proven to fail more often than succeed. So this is why I am delighted to see that we have the right personnel to run that West Coast offense. Ain't got no problem with that at
Mhm.
all.
And you mentioned something earlier too. I'm really excited to see what the new offensive coordinator is going to do along with Shanahan in this offense. I'm curious to see what's going to happen.
Mike Burnett, you're going to see a lot more. I think you're going to see Juice a little more often. And Juice talked about that because Juice has always
Oh
felt
yeah,
like he wasn't incorporated enough. Him and McDaniel are close. So you know what? Josh is,
yeah.
Mike's going to put him in there.
Because of that, you are going to see more plays, including Juice catching and going for touchdowns. Because Juice is also a bully. I'm sorry, he is also a bully. He don't play that on that field. You see him go beast mode every time.
And those circus grabs he could get when he's wide open because everybody else has to be concerned about everybody else on the field. This could be the Juice year. Could be. Because they all
I'm
know each
excited
other
for
so
that.
well. You know, I mean, when you look at Jimmy Juice, Deebo, Ayuk, all those guys, they know each other so well now. I'm looking for perfection. And you know, Brittany, what's so funny? Do you know that Jimmy hasn't had an incompletion in practice? Not yet, not once. I know it's not a big deal because it is practice. They're not padded up or anything like that, running and skip. But that
Right.
is really, I see a man on a mission. I look for that to continue for a
It,
long way into this particular preseason. I'm just knocking on wood now on that.
it
We'll
is
see.
true. What you said, it isn't a big deal. It isn't a big deal that he didn't have no interceptions. But do you see the
And
fact
completions,
why
every
there's no
every pass as
interceptions?
well.
Yeah, do you see why?
Hmm.
Because before, Jimmy had nothing behind him to give him that fire under his butt. This year, he got it.
Yeah,
This year, he got it in Trey Lance. Yes,
exactly.
the relationship is going to come naturally, but in a competition mindset,
Hmm.
oh, he's going
And
to light it up.
and really, we don't have any mediocre receivers out there right now either. I'm loving this. All right, Brittany, hey,
Mm-mm.
we're gonna see you Sunday. Just have a great weekend.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you. You too.
thanks, Brittany. Eric.
Yo, Ronbo.
Eric, man, I'm looking at the ratings of their guys. It's from last year, but that gives us food for thought. You know what? I'm thinking like now, the run game was like way, way lower than we can expect, right? We can all agree on that. The passing game, though, I didn't we watch the you watched the games last year, huh? How are we better than so many other teams? I still don't get that. I'm not sure where PFF is getting these numbers from. We had some games
Wait,
I
who were
couldn't
we better
believe.
against?
We're better than
Who
we
were
were the
we better
best.
against too?
We were the best in NFC West, and we ranked number 7 in the NFL.
Wait,
What? Yeah,
passing team?
I know, right?
Nah, they must be tripping.
Well, you know what? We were passing all the time. We I
Oh yeah.
yeah, because we were trying to
What?
catch up and beat people. That is what I always complain about when people say, "Man, we ain't got no passing game, man. Look at our yards compared to everybody else." Yeah, because we were usually winning. Why do we need to throw the ball all the time? When you get golf and all these guys running up like 5,000-6,000 yards a year, that's because their asses were behind all game long. You know, I think that's what had something to do with it.
What the hell? So wait, you said 7th in the entire league?
According to PFF, you know what? I got to go look at it again too. I find this very strange, but they did.
That is strange.
That is, isn't it? Remember though,
What?
the guys who caught the ball, no matter where they caught it, they were off to the races. Yeah, PFF has a 49ers collection of wideouts listed at number 7. You know what?
Hey, Nick and CJ, my bad. My bad, Nick and CJ.
So,
What the hell?
hey, but Ayuk bit off a lot of yardage last year, too. When you consider him being like number 2 as far as rookies go, and Deebo as well, I think they're talking about personnel. stats, individual stats, I think that's what they're talking about. They've got to be, because we didn't rank that high as far as league-wide. I think I'm going to go with that. That's what they've got to be meaning. Deebo, for the short amount of time he was out there, he killed. George, of course, George's going to be George, but George wasn't on the field all year either. Maybe that's how come this is the way it is.
Mm-hmm. So you said Jimmy hasn't missed a pass in practice yet?
Not yet. Not one incompletion, not one INT. You know what's going to be funny? If this trend continues, you could be sure Jimmy's pissed. It's like Kyle said, Jimmy Garoppolo being pissed off is a good thing. Now, when he said that, I didn't know what he was talking about. I know when Jimmy throws an INT during a game, he usually comes back the next series and he's straight bunny, right? So now, I guess Jimmy G says, okay, people are saying bad things about me. Coach went out and got another quarterback. Fine. All right. He's that kind of guy, the silent assassin. He never says a word. He never shows any emotion. We're seeing Garoppolo fired up. This is going to be interesting. We'll see how long it lasts. Because he's confident out there.
It's a good thing. I see it two ways. He's either extremely conservative right now, or he's just fucking pissed off. Not bad language.
And
he's either pissed off or he's playing conservative.
But he's saying he's looking extremely confident out there. I don't think he thinks for 1 minute he may be challenged by the fact that they brought in a first-round pick, but I don't think he's scared in any shape, way, or form. He needs to be to keep an edge, but I think he's more to prove, look, I don't know what you guys think, but I've been around here for a few years. If you guys are going to bring this guy in and think he's going to run me off the field, I got news for you. I think he's taking on that attitude more than anything else, but that's going to fire you up even more so.
Yeah. You don't think that he's like – you don't think he – I don't know how to put it. You don't think he's like scared that like if he makes a wrong interception or like a miscompletion, do you think that's like scaring him? That's why he's playing more conservative, or maybe he's like I don't know. It could be one or the other.
He should be thinking that way anyway. You're a professional, and as a matter of fact, you're the most professional out there right now as far as the quarterbacks go, right? So if you're out there looking bad, he could be for sure concerned. I can't be looking bad out here. So, he's a man who's got something to prove now. When you put that kind of a chip on his shoulder and put a guy in a position where he's got to prove things to people, he wants to be able to say at some point, now, how you like me? See, if you have that athletic mentality, that's the way you're going to take that.
Yeah, no, I think he's due for a big year.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you've been talking about it's the second year with Kyle Shanahan, but I mean, the team's grown now. I mean, Deebo is more mature.
Yep.
Obviously, Ayuk is going to go into his 7th year. Obviously, we already know what Kittle's going to do.
Yeah.
And I think Kyle's going to blow it up with the run game this year. I mean, we have a lot of backs that are actually really good. So, if anything, Jimmy's going to explode this year. I don't understand. Didn't Jimmy almost have 30 touchdowns in 2019 and 4,000 yards?
27 touchdowns. He was 22 yards away from a 4,000-yard season, yet he can get no respect. Well, he gets a lot of respect from a lot of us, but he gets an enormous
Didn't he have
amount
touchdown
of
passes called back?
Huh? Oh, so many. He should have been way over 4,000 yards. Way over. Drops.
But like in touchdowns.
Drops George Kittle's touchdown. Remember the two we called back George Kittle in the beginning of the season, 2019? They called
it was week
back.
1, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why are people tripping, bruh? Jimmy's not even bad, bruh.
Hey, he's too good looking. That's what pisses some guys off to begin with, right? And then when he makes a mistake, they don't forget it. He could go 9, 10 shots in a row, no mistakes, makes one mistake. Oh, he sucks. He's a bust. See, I noticed that before I liked Jimmy in the beginning, but I wasn't overwhelmed and just carried away with him. And then after I noticed how the guys were taking shots at him, wait a minute, that ain't even true. You know what? I'm going to support this dude. I'm going to back him up. That is BS. So, that's why I've been on that train ever since.
Well, what does scare me with Jimmy is sometimes I don't like his decision-making, but what scares me the most is, like, when he fires the ball with a guy right in front of him. Like, that scares me. He usually completes it, which is, like, retardedly amazing. But I don't like it when, like, someone's directly in his face and he just launches it. That scares the hell out of me.
It's scary. Well, see, sometimes I think he gets overly confident myself. And some of those INTs he threw, they lessened last year. But the thing is, I guess those are growing pains or learning. A nasty way to learn. But I think he gained from some of those boneheaded shots. And some of them were the receiver's faults. As I look back on some of those plays, I says, wait a minute, why didn't he follow through on that route? The ball was placed there. When you do that, the linebacker's going to step up into that void and take the ball, of course. So Kendrick Bourne was guilty of that a couple of times. Even George did that once, I remember last year, because I started counting. Deebo missed a few times early on, but after that, Deebo was straight money right after Game 7. You never seen him do that again. So this is what I'm saying. All these guys growing and maturing together is going to make a different look in this 49er offensive air attack. I can't wait to see what this looks like this year.
Especially with the new guys added. Like, I think Trey Sermon's going to be really good. Hopefully, Mostert could stay healthy enough to, play at least like half the games. At least.
No, if they're going to be last half of the season, though. Please. Last half of the season, when we go to the playoffs, he can take off a few weeks because we got Gallman and we got Trey Sermon who's probably going to be sharp.
What happened? What happened? A lot of people that said that wanted Trey Lance at the beginning of the draft were saying, if we get Trey Lance, sit him, and we know Jimmy will play. Now all of a sudden that we have Trey Lance, people want Trey Lance to start over Jimmy.
It's the Jimmy hate.
We're not going to sit $27 million.
Yeah, it'll shift after a while. Eric, we're going to go. Hey, Eric, I'll see you Sunday, though. All right?
Have
a great weekend, fam.
Yep, for sure, Ronbo. You too.
Thanks, man. And the 49ers Ultimate Report. Niners it all day. Ronbo, that's our boy. John, what's up, fam? Hey, Eric Sanchez, Jimmy Garoppolo's playing to win, not to lose. Hey, Eric, man, I've not seen that helmet in a long time. How you been doing? Thanks for the contribution, fam. That's right. Hey, Steven.
What's up, Ronbo?
Happy
Friday.
Hey, happy Friday to you, fam. Pizza and BEE. Get a light Pilsner. It makes the pizza taste better. I love
that. I can agree on.
Steven, man, I'm telling you right now, man, I'm looking at the offensive stats and defensive stats last year. Now, these things are not something that we would look at individually. I don't look at offensive and defensive personnel per se. I look at the whole team ranking, right? But we've got guys.
Yeah.
Due to the sample size, I'm thinking their numbers might be big because PFF has a Niners collection of wideouts listed at number 7, right? You and I both know the Cardinals got some bad boys. Last year, D-Hop and the guy they got rid of last year. And then you look at the Hawks with Tyler Lockett and the human transformer. God, DK Metcalf. Oh, I don't know how we're supposed to. We're better than that. Do you remember anybody in the Rams team that's any good besides Cooper Kupp?
No. Not really. Cooper Kupp was the only one that stood out, but he barely stood out. Hell no. I don't even. The last person I heard from them was Cooper Kupp, and I think it was maybe 4 times out of the entire season. So I'm like, they have nobody. The whole talk of our side was usually Kendrick Bourne or Brandon Ayuk, or it was what was his name? Oh my God, the running back that left. Jet McKinnon. There we go, Jared McKinnon. We had so many players that were missing, but so many players that were talked about doing good that it didn't really matter how many players we lost, considering that I want to say maybe about 4 or 5 players kept the team together. I mean, granted, our QB room was a little bit more laughable, but let me go ahead and say this right away. Josh Rosen, for lack of a better word, I know he looked bad with Miami, but that's because he had no offensive line with Miami. He had nobody. There was no talent. Every time he's thrown the ball, it has gone through the receiver fan.
Yep.
And with us, he's got a winning team. That's why that's why he's fighting for positions. He can throw a really mean long ball, and he's super accurate. He's dead on accurate, Ronbo.
And he's getting no love in practice. Between him and Sudfeld are sharing 2 to 3 passes. I says, man, I guess Kyle's focusing right now on hopefully he gets some more work. Because, Steven, you can't be acting like nobody's going to get hurt. You know? I mean, that goes for every quarterback we got. Jimmy's not the only one qualified to get hurt. Anybody can get hurt. So you need to keep those guys up somewhere in stride, so if something happens, we don't have to lose the entire season after the starters leave. So, we'll see.
Well, here's the crazy part, Ronbo. in 2018, Josh Rosen was on the Cardinals, and he shredded us.
I know, right?
He shredded every time. He is able to thread the needle with every team he goes in. Your receiver could have two people guarding, two corners guarding, and he'll be able to thread the needle to the receiver, no problem, no sweat.
Watching him at UCLA, the boy, I thought he was going to come in the NFL. I actually did think he was going to be one of the stars of the NFL. So yeah, he's had a bad thing. He hasn't had the proper
He's just in a bad situation.
Yeah, every time.
But you know what, Ronbo? I want to say this to all the fans out there. The one person who has everything to gain from this is Trey Lance. Think about it. You have the best of both worlds. You have the guy with the quickest release, and you have the guy who's really good, accurate down the line. What do you have to lose? We have, arguably, I got to say this, we probably have the best QB room since Montana and Steve Young. And I'm only saying that because of the talent we have, not because of the rings we don't have. If you think about it,
I know it's going to stop.
We have it. We have it made at QB-wise. And if Josh Rosen does good, let's say Jimmy gets hurt and Josh Rosen starts before Trey Lance, which I could probably see in the foreseeable future. If we want our draft picks back, we can make them look really nice and then get draft picks and probably a little bit more. We'll be able to get our first rounders back for 2022, 2023. But overall, going back into the rankings and everything in PFF, to be honest, I say we're number 4. I'm not going to lie. I got to say we're number 4 because of all the talent we have and how hungry we are and how much bigger everybody is, going from Kittle, Dwelly, even Mike McGlinchey. I wouldn't be surprised if Robbie Gould got big too.
Hey, Steven, I like that. This is going to be the year that we finally leave Mike McGlinchey alone. The guy's serious this year. He's got one of his teammates next to him. And you can see by the size of the body coming into camp, Mike got serious. He said, you know what, humiliation ends for me this season. So I'm looking forward to that.
And did you see Javon Kinlaw? Javon Kinlaw made his pads and helmet look small. Guy.
When he was sitting there doing the presser, he looked like he was wearing pads. There were no pads on that man's body. That was him. That was him.
That's him. Javon Kinlaw is going to be a monster and a force to reckon with. I'm telling you guys. Him and if you've seen River Craycraft during his routes, his runs.
What?
Ronbo.
What?
We have a secondary Kendrick Bourne.
Oh!
We have a secondary Kendrick Bourne.
This is why preseason is so important. You find out about these guys. You get them trained up. Kinlaw's going to benefit from it. You're telling me about Craycraft as a discovery. You know what? Steven, I told you about this last time we talked about Craycraft. I still say the ref was on drugs that day. He didn't make that a touchdown. The ball didn't stay in his hands long enough.
That's what I said too. And then he 2 toes to the 2-toe tap. Come on.
That was in.
You can't.
Okay.
The 2-toe tap on the turf, man, that counted, and they took it from us.
I know. That's all right. The refs. We got redemption by watching real referees show up for this last Super Bowl. So you know what?
Yeah.
I got a lot of. I felt better after that. Because I said, the Chiefs did not beat us. The refs. You can't beat the refs and the other team. So this is fun to watch.
That's 2 teams. But you know what? I'm going to go ahead and name these players to look out for, Ronbo. Yeah, we're number 4. Our defense is probably going to be number 2 solid. But the players we got to look out for this year, Javon Kinlaw, Jermichael Hasty, Josh Rosen, River Craycraft, Ross Dwelly. Simple.
No surprise in the last 2.
Simple.
The last 3. All right. Good stuff, Steven. I'll see you on Sunday.
All right, see you Sunday, Ronbo. Happy Friday.
You too. Tribal King Alpha Werewolf. Okay, you got my attention. Listen, you start any political conversations, all that other silly rhetoric you're running does not impress me, okay? But if you start running political conversations, you will be booted. Yeah, you will be. Yeah. And as far as me supporting Black Lives Matter, why the hell wouldn't I? I mean, look at what color I am, you dumb son of... Hey, Charles! Hey, Charles, you got no audio. Charles, there's one mechanism you're missing on the push. We may have to get you. So Charles, keep working on that and see if we can get that on. All right. Because we love it when people zoom in. All right. Hey, John.
Ronbo.
John, yeah, for 1 minute, I want to ask you if you can answer honestly. Did you really think that our receivers ranked that high? I mean, they didn't get. It has a little bit to do probably with the fact that they weren't out there all season long, but I was delighted to hear our guys are amongst the best from the sampling they took last year. Oh man.
When it comes to the wide receivers with the 49ers, I don't think the NFL gives them enough credit because, one thing that, most people don't know is that, most people want traditional wide receivers, deep guys who are tall, big.
Yeah.
But one thing why I like Ayuk and why I think Ayuk is going to develop faster than Deebo Samuel is that his quarterbacks last year were not Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, I'm going to say something very interesting that I look back against the Patriots game. One of the best games that Brandon Ayuk had was against the Patriots. And Jimmy Garoppolo was the quarterback. He had 8 catches, 110-plus yards. So imagine if Ayuk had Jimmy Garoppolo or even Trey Lance, if that's the case. Just imagine how good he can be as a number one player. But he's still young and has to develop and has to prove it. So then you look at Deebo Samuel, and a lot of people don't give him a lot of respect. And when I mean a lot of people, not 49er fans, but the NFL, because the style that Kyle has in play.
Exactly.
And you see, and you saw his rookie year, what that dude can do. One great example was the Seattle game. They thought that they tackled him, that he went out of bounds. He spun around and made it to the end zone. And he did not do that by catching the ball. He took that ball like a running back, and he just bowled through everybody. So I like our 2 wide receivers. They're not traditional wide receivers. I do believe that they're going to be really good.
Hey, one question. Did they throw the flag? Did the Hawks throw the flag on that spin move he put on the sideline? I forgot. Did Carroll throw a flag on that play thinking he stepped out of bounds? I think they did.
Oh, yeah. They challenged it. The referee didn't throw a flag, but Carroll did throw the flag because they thought, yeah.
That was awesome. I love that moment.
So that's one thing about these power rankings, which I don't really give a lot of BS about because I really don't care at this point of the year.
Too early.
Because it's very too early, And then when it comes to like how good I read today about how Fred Warner and Nick Bosa are some of the top guys in the NFL, which is 100% true because just Nick Bosa being on that defensive line is going to make that defensive line really great. And Javon Kinlaw, what D'Amico Ryan said about him, if that is true, if I'm Matthew Stafford, the guy who really likes Matthew Stafford should be worried about Kinlaw.
You mean Rudy?
So,
Rudy. Oh, don't let him go down several times in that game. Oh, John, I'm going to be laughing my A off. I'm telling you, man, because Rudy thinks how's he put it? His stupid name goes on and on about Stafford, some long title just for his username. God.
Mm-hmm. So, plus, Kinlaw already has an interception on the Rams quarterback. So, at the end of the day, they're going to be scared of that dude. So, overall, the way I look at the team is that right now, they're going to show in 2021 what this team actually is because, like D'Amico Ryan said, and this is one of the things why I hope I'm not jumping the gun, but I do think with what the veteran said in the press conference, how much they like D'Amico Ryans, how D'Amico Ryans lets the secondary and, all the defensive players give advice for him. And that shows you the difference between him and Robert Saleh. So I'm not worried about the defense.
They might, and that you mentioned that, they may look a little more free-flowing this year than they did last year, just from what Ryans is instilling in those conferences with the players. Now they're going to go buck wild. I thought they were going buck wild in 2019. Are we going to see even further freedoms out there? Of course, you can't make a mistake in that kind of a defense. So there are schematic moves you're supposed to stick to within your freedom. You got options, I guess. They'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, like right now, the only thing that everyone has concern, and hopefully I'm not the only one that believes that, is that hopefully Jimmy can stay on the field. And one thing that I'm going to do to give Jimmy some credit. And I really don't care if no one likes his opinion, but at the end of the day, $27.5 million quarterback on the bench, the most dumbest thing ever. And I don't care if you don't like the dude, but he has to start. But if he does not play well enough or gets hurt, John Lynch made it clear in February. They win when Jimmy's up on the field. But one thing that they know, they don't have a quarterback when Jimmy goes down. And that's what Trey Lance is there. Trey Lance is not, he's going to take the job. He's there to make sure they have someone ready for Jimmy Garoppolo, because Kyle Shanahan wants to develop that quarterback to his perfect quarterback. And that's why I think I was the only person saying Kyle Shanahan never wanted a pure pocket passer.
Even though that's all he's had down through the years. But yeah. He wants a guy that is sensible, though. And I was watching an interview with Fields, and the guy asked him, "What's the guy that made the butt pass or butt fumble?" Anyway, he's got a podcast, and he was asking him, "What makes you how do you not, with your speed and everything, how do you not bust and run?" I'd be running. That was Garcia. What's his name? Sanchez. I would bust and run like on every play. Anytime things get hot, I would get out of there. And then Fields started explaining it. So this is something that Kyle is concerned with. Now he's not gonna let your traditional or your average running quarterback do the things that they do. No, he's gonna have to make sure when he runs that was option 3, not number 1.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, just to simplify it, like Steve Young, ran early in his career. When Shanahan's father got there, he developed him to be a really good passer, but that running ability never disappeared. So that's basically when it comes to the quarterback. You do need someone that's able to move, not just be in that, square of a pocket.
True. But Aaron Rodgers made a career out of that too. You got to know how to elude pressure. And that's almost as good, because if as fast as you can run, if you find a receiver open while you're dancing around, that's actually even better. But if you can run, it adds another dimension, and it also makes the defensive line struggle. So it's a plus no matter what. But there's still nothing wrong with the pocket passer. Is still going to be around in the NFL. He's been winning all the Super Bowls, so that's still going to be the case. So we're going to find out just that comfort zone of knowing when to run and when to pass. Because in Kyle Shanahan's offensive system, as he says, there's always somebody open. So, you got to be able to do that. We'll see what happens. Can't wait to see what happens this year. All right. Hey, John, we're going to go. Hey, good stuff, John, as always. And you know what? I'm going to get that link and check you out as quick as I can, all right? Meanwhile, have a great night.
Yeah, Ronbo, just like always, it's always great having, this conversation with you. I do my homework. I know, I don't really mean to sound, a little bit cocky, but at the end of the day, I make sure I present you the information that I know to you. And if you agree or disagree, it is what it is. But just like Norm, Niners all day.
All right, Phil. Have a good night, John.
All right.
There he goes. You can check out John. He's the 49ers Ultimate Report. He's running content. He is ready. Forrest Winston, I see you, man. Ronbo, this big win, it's a big win. I just realized, not this a big win, big win in his big truck trying to make a buck. See, guys like that, Anyway, called in a while, but always listening, still getting, there it is, a buck in my big truck. See you, got them guns. Man, I can't wait to talk to you again, too, man. You staying busy because the season hasn't started yet. It'll get ready hot pretty soon. I got to see you, though, before the preseason game so we can get into that, too. There is she. Yes, she is she called her lady TNT Denise.
Hey, Ronbo, how's it going?
It's going wonderful. Because I'm counting down the days. You know what's really funny about people like us, Denise? You and I and people who love 49er football, we sit here and wish our lives away. We can't wait to get into the season. We should actually embrace
Right?
each and every day between now and the season. You can appreciate everything else too. Do not be overwhelmed by the red and gold to the point that you let your whole life pass by between those voids and off season.
Well,
You're looking at me.
the
Ronbo, don't get philosophical on us, man. Just stop. Okay, I did.
it's all right. It's all right. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Yeah, well, I actually had something to watch other than the 49ers because the Phoenix Suns finally actually did something. I was like, holy crap, they came back to life. What do you know?
And Denise, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm actually a Laker fan, but when I saw LeBron, that footage of him, because I never liked him coming to the Lakers, because I always liked rooting against him. But when I saw him sitting on the edge of that seat with nobody around him, staring into the mist, I couldn't help but to laugh. I said, LeBron, I mean, y'all was badass last year, but Phoenix they just said we ain't having it this year. Oh my God!
You know what? I have to admit. I mean, I'm born and raised in Arizona, so I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. I always have been, but I'm a 49ers fan because I was a 49ers fan because before Arizona even had a football team. So
there you go.
Just a little.
That's right. That's an expansion move.
Worthless trivia. Yeah. We didn't have a football team for a while. So I became a 49ers fan, and we've always had the Suns. We've always had a basketball team, but the Suns have sucked big time for a long time. We have been.
I mean, really long time. That's true.
Yeah, complete trizash. God rest my dad's soul. He was probably up in heaven doing the happy dance because they haven't been good since he's been alive, and that's been a while. So he's probably like, oh my gosh.
I think Steve Nash.
Right, exactly.
Steve Nash and that group was the last really dominating team in Phoenix before this one came along.
Yep, you're 100% correct. Yep. Yeah, that was the last time they were any good. But
congratulations.
To be honest, I'm not taking anything away from the Lakers. To be honest, I felt kind of bad for the Lakers because I felt like the Lakers were the 49ers. Like the Lakers were just injured. Like they were so beat up that I was like, I'm like, I don't know if it's really a fair fight when, I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from the Suns. They played really well, but still.
But Denise, just like in football, you know what? If a team goes deep into the playoffs every year, see, this is why people don't understand why. I make a joke about the Hawks, but the Hawks go into the playoffs each and every year. It's wearing them out. Russell Wilson gets to get body slammed a couple of more extra games every year. This is not a good thing for your players, and that's why they look like they do each and every year. If the Hawks ever don't make the playoffs again, well, not now because they got a little up there in time, but they might be a little better team than what I like to tease about. But Denise, let us reflect upon that good team known as the 49ers and our air attack and running backs. And Denise, as I said, I think I can explain now exactly why we look so good ranking. Our wide receivers didn't play a lot last year, but when they did, they were straight money, which gives us a good feeling for this year.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they do, but I have to admit, I'm kind of bummed out that we already have injuries. I'm like, Jesus, we just started preseason, or we haven't even got to a preseason game yet. I'm like, seriously? I'm like, oh my God, you guys are.
Don't take it seriously.
Please.
Small ouches, Denise.
Everybody, everyone who is the 49ers fan faithful, everybody needs to get out. I don't care, pray to your God, pray to your, you got Buddhas, rub their bellies. I don't know what you need to do, but everybody needs to get on bended knee and start praying because we're already getting it. I'm like, we cannot be injured again, Ronbo. We just can't be.
God. We can't take it again. We really can't. Back-to-back years looking like last year, we can't do it. We can't do it. The thing is,
why haven't they fired our strength and conditioning coaches? I don't get it.
It won't help. We need to move. We
Ronbo,
got to move out of Santa Clara. I want to move. I've been wanting to
Well,
move
you
for
know-
3 years. I said, come on, man. This place is something wrong. There's a bad juju here.
You know what? I think so too. I always say that. I think the place is cursed. I really do. Because I do not remember us ever having these kind of injury problems. Ever.
I wiped out the whole team. Oh.
That's what I mean. Like, of course you have injuries. Like, I'm not saying, like, we don't have every team has injuries, but, like, geez, last year was ridiculous.
$80 million?
And then a couple years, yes, that's what I'm saying. Like,
wow.
That's not normal.
You can't win any games like that, Denise. You can't win.
No.
You can go out there and
Not
look
when
good.
not when your starting players are all like Ronbo. We're literally the movie. Last year we were literally the movie, The Replacements.
I know. Looking for Burt Reynolds to come running out of the. No, who was that? Keanu Reeves. The Replacements was Keanu Reeves. Right? I think Keanu Reeves come trotting out on the field. I think the longest yard with Burt. But man, it's just ridiculous, man. And I kept counting every week. We average 2 players a week, fam. This week, we're going to break that trend. Soon as I said it, oh, there he goes. Oh, that's it. We're at the average. It's God, every week.
And like a lot of people were pissed off that they drafted running backs. I'm like, well, actually, I guess we should be thanking them that they did draft a couple running backs because it looks like we're going to need them.
I mean, we start off with the man is sitting in the cafeteria, stands up. Oh, there goes his knee. What?
That happened.
It's gonna stop.
Sorry.
It's gonna stop. It's gonna stop. We're not gonna have any more injuries.
Totally off topic. I apologize.
No. You're on topic because this is the fear we all entertain. We might as well talk about it. People have said, man, I wish y'all. I've seen people wrote me notes. Rumble, man, y'all need to stop talking that crap into existence. What? Don't be talking about injuries, man. I know, but injuries have been a part of our lives for the last 2019. They were there too, Denise. Jesus, man, we can't have.
And then
a
speaking
small
of
amount.
receivers, like, is Jalen Hurd going to make an appearance this year, or is he actually going to show up and play some ball, or?
Please, Lord, let him play. Let him play. God.
And I'm sorry, I agree with everybody else. Like, if he doesn't play this year, then they need to cut him. Like, if he can't get on the field this year, then he needs to be done.
Well, he might want to quit. I mean, if I'm Jalen Hurd, man, my back goes out now. I my knee went out. I fixed that. I come back here, and now my left shoulder's out. I'm done. At some point, when does your will to continue finally come to an end?
Well, yeah, hello, like, we don't want Jalen Hurd to be the D Ford on offense. Like, no thanks.
Weston Richburg,
Like,
there's a man who said, but this.
Well, he at least retired.
I know. Well, Denise, that's what we got to worry about now. D Ford can't get hurt again. We need it. If D Ford gets hurt again, if Jalen Hurd gets hurt again, I'm a little even worried about Nick Bosa. You just can't keep doing these rehab things every year. Man, that's really hard. And you have to have the will to continue.
Talking about our receivers and everybody, did you see Ross Dwelly? Holy shit, that boy's swole.
Ross says, I ain't going down to no injury because I was weak. Denise, look at this. We're having too much fun. You and I can go on for the next 2 hours,
I'm sorry.
I guess. We got to go. I'll see you Sunday, okay? And nobody's getting hurt between now and then either. So, there you go.
Amen.
All right. Night,
All right,
Denise.
Ronbo. It was nice talking to you.
Oh, always a pleasure. There she goes.
Awesome. Have a
D's
good
lady.
night.
You too. Night. Man,
Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, man, I know, you know what? Just don't bring that vibe. Don't talk about it. Don't think about it. All right. Hey, Tom. Tommy.
What's good?
Tommy! Tommy, man.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, you sound a little distant, but you using something different than usual?
I got my new earbud things. Let me get the other one.
Right.
These are wireless.
Okay. Because wireless usually does, let's see if yours connect okay. Usually there's some kind of a weird connection between wireless, but see what happens. Anything Bluetooth or anything like that.
Oh.
Hey, but Tommy, you're sounding okay right now. And Tommy, you got a wide
Okay.
receiver room now that's above what it used to be. We've been dealing with second-tier and third-tier wide receivers and rookies. Now you've got a grown-up Deebo, and you've got an Ayuk that probably only needed 1 year to get into stride. And George Kittle's a part of that group. And just like Denise and I are saying, what if Jalen Hurd, and somebody mentioned Juwan Jennings, I'm looking for good things from that wide receiver room this year. Tommy, I don't know. Maybe PFF is on to something here. And saying that your running backs sucked last year. Well, that was last year. We know why they sucked last year. There'll be no sucking this year. So, if that wide receiver room comes alive and that running back room comes back to where they probably will, Tommy, that offense and the defense is already talking about killing people, but I think we got something going here.
It's going to be unstoppable. But, of course, we're worried about the injuries.
Shh, not too loud, though. God.
Well, you know what? I have something to say about that. I think they're getting hurt because they're not in football shape yet. So
Yeah.
once they get in football shape, they're not going to get as injured. So these OTAs in the camp are crucial right now.
Every year, Tommy.
Yeah.
And that's Tommy hit the bottom line on that, too, because we didn't have this occasion last year to go through these little ouchies that aren't real serious. We went right from ouchie period into the league, and we took the ouchie period into game one, and it continued all year long. Tommy, you're so right about that. So right.
Yeah. But Jalen Hurd is a beast, man. It's just, I don't know. I think they're going to baby him a little bit just because he's got those two bad injuries. So maybe Juwan Jennings is it. I don't know. I heard a rumor that he can't get separation. I'm not sure where I heard that from, but he's looking really buff too.
They were saying that last year. He lost a little weight and he's gotten a little faster. I guess somebody told him that, and he got a little quicker this year. From what I'm hearing, Tommy, he's giving K1 hell. I wonder if anybody's calling K1 after they get these.
Okay, yeah.
Man. Jennings did a number on you today, man. What you call me for? I didn't. No, he didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's practice, man. I'm talking about practice. K1, man, your name, what? Yeah. I thought you was K1, but what are you talking about? Practice. Yes, I am a shark. I'll let that boy get away.
Because Grant Cohn said Dante Pettis is doing well, and now he's saying Juwan Jennings is doing well. So, I don't know. I take it with a grain of salt, if you know what I mean.
Hey, Tommy, did you like Dante when he first came into the league, though? I mean, when we first got him, I thought he was going to be just complete hell.
Yeah. He had good hands. He had good hands.
No, did you love the way he ran routes and get that? He would gain separation. He would do it in the same way every time. Defenders would be like, "Whoa, where'd he go?" I mean, he was awesome when he first came, and then he turned to poo-poo after he got hit.
Yeah, he had a few good catches in 2019.
Yeah. Actually, was that his year?
Yeah.
Well, no, 2018. Remember, he got the only TD against the Vikings. Remember that year? Deep in the back of the end zone, he tracked down that shot. And I was impressed with that. I said, "Whoa, look at that."
Man.
Okay.
2018 was hard to watch. It was like we came close to winning and we just couldn't do it. We stayed competitive, but we just were heartbreakers every game. And I'm just like,
we were still in brick by brick mode, though. So now, those things are ironed out now. So they should be ready.
So who do you want in the slot personally for you? I mean,
what a good question. God, that's a good question. Dang. While I'm thinking about that, who do you want in the slot? Damn.
Dude, I'm thinking Deebo would be perfect in the slot. But because they're using him so much as they're using him too much as a running back. So, I mean, maybe use him more as a wide receiver and let Jalen Hurd do the end arounds and stuff. But maybe that's not good because he's so big, he might just hurt himself or trying to hurt other people with the yak and then injure himself. So, I don't know either. But Richie James was so good on the slot last year in the Green Bay game, and I don't know. He's already injured, so I don't even know. it's a crapshoot right now.
Tommy, I think all these guys pretty much run the complete route tree. It doesn't really matter. Okay, Jalen Hurd, if I'm lining up my ideal lineup, I got Jalen Hurd in the slot. I've got Deebo on one outside. I got Ayuk on the other. And this would be ultimately what I wanted. George Kittle's on that field at the same time. Man, I just don't.
Yep.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Okay, that's that. I get it. But you know what?
good.
What if Juwan Jennings does look good? And it's been said a lot lately.
Yep.
What if Richie James is ready to roll this year? And as Steven says,
Yep.
Craft is kicking butt. So, there's going to
Really?
be some yeah.
Maybe he got better because that Green Bay game, that was pathetic. That one catch you did.
Oh,
Come
man.
on, you gotta. When you catch it, you gotta go down with it, not drop it.
That's true. But his toe drag swag was sweet. That's why I said the boys
Oh,
got
that's
skills. Yeah.
So we have so many people. I mean, it just depends on who.
I know you almost said the word who's healthy. That's we're getting it all ironed out now. We're getting in football shape out there. And we might be surprised this year by how the 49ers can't stay on the field this year. If that be the case, heaven help everybody else we play against. That's going to be rough because the defense has got notions about really destroying another team. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Tommy, has Adam
And
Ray
I
got
still
you
am-
washing dishes?
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I making noise?
Loud noises. I don't blame you though. You gotta get those chores done. I go through the same thing. You try to multitask and get some of the things done before wifey comes back and says, "I thought you were going to do this."
I'm just putting dishes away. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have done.
I can tell that, Sal. I go through it all the time.
I had a point though. I can't believe that Julio Jones. They still have. No one's picked him up.
I'm not surprised. Everybody's waiting for him to cut him. They can't keep him, Tommy. So nobody's going to give them anything.
I know.
They can't keep him. They got to get rid of something. So whatever they get rid of, everybody's going to jump on. But they can't pay people now. They have to get rid of him. So if I'm the 49ers, everybody else, we'll wait. We'll just smoke them out.
I mean, yeah, because if we get him, I mean, we're going to score 40 points a game.
And we're not giving up anything to get him either, other than paying him. I love it.
And we're going to break records.
Oh, it'll be ridiculous. Tom, we're going to go. You go ahead and finish that up. I'll see you Sunday. And keep working that tribal clown. I can't believe the things he was saying. God, I wish I get in the chat sometimes. I got some people I want to work off so
No,
bad.
he said he was going to vandalize your house. I'm like, dude, you're an idiot.
I know.
You threatened Ronbo. You're a freaking scumbag.
And then if he kicks me out, it'll validate what I'm saying. What? Okay. You know what? Okay. Tommy, keep him busy. I'll see you Sunday. All right, fam.
All right.
Hey, give my best to Anne
All
Marie.
right.
All right, fam.
Will do.
Oh.
Later, Niner!
Yeah. Elvis.
Ronbo.
Ellis, man. We sitting in here, man. We out here just flexing on how good our guys are, with no shame. And the haters, that's why a lot of times the reason why I like to put fuel on that fire is just because I know they're in here checking us out. I mean, we got Ayuk, we got Deebo, we got GK. That is the best yak trio in the NFL. Ain't nobody gonna beat that. And nobody else can brag that. You see? And if Jalen Hurd is healthy, we are just ridiculous in that category. I love the way people are saying 49ers have the number 7th ranked arsenal as far as air attack goes in NFL if we look at player for player. Yeah? All right. But they don't give us any respect as far as running game goes. But that'll change. Ellis. Give me some on this.
So we're ranked 7th overall in NFL, or is that just
No, as far as personnel, not as far as every game yardage and things like that. We're personnel wise, our guys percentages and what we get done, each guy individually. Yeah, we're up there amongst the best
already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean, at the end of the day, we're not going to be satisfied until
winning.
We get to week 10 and we're 8-2 or stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that. You know, maybe a little zero on the side of that. You know what I mean? Of that
7 weeks. 7 weeks. How about
that
that?
lost column.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know, it's looking real promising. You know, I feel like maybe in this situation, you know, even with the little boo boos that some of our guys got. You know, maybe Deebo's being extra, cautious. I know that he talked about that, and he really was laser focused on that going into the offseason. I know he's real upset, you know what I mean, after we saw how he reacted to that last injury and he threw his helmet off in the middle of the field and all that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very discouraging when you're a player and you're hungry like that, you know what I mean? It's got to be one of the most, torturous things that you could go through as an athlete, you know. Yep. So Deebo's going to come out strong, and, you know, Brandon will be okay. The knee thing with Raheem, I'm concerned about, and I don't even want to say it. I feel like we're not going to get a full season of Raheem Mostert. I don't know why I feel like that's going to happen. We're just not going to get him. And if it doesn't, so be it. I hope we do get a full season of him, though. Thankfully we got a hefty backfield room that's going to definitely come through, and I think come in clutch for us. We're going to play some bully ball this year. It's going to be a little more, you know how the Seahawks have been running. I know you like Chris Carson a lot. It looks like we might be having a little bit of run game, a little bit. We might be having we might be having a little bit of our own of that, on the run attack this year. So, how exciting, that would look to see. Yeah, with our guys dragging 2 and 3 guys and Sermon and them, and, So, I'm still feeling good about, what we got going on. There's nothing really to be discouraged about. Thankfully, we have plenty of time for guys to get, healed up and, back and ready for the season and stuff. So, nothing really to be discouraged about. What else was there on that you was talking about, Ronbo? I missed something.
No, that was pretty much where I was going, because I like the fact that, and you know what, looking at my running backs, I think Juice is going to get some more cooperation this year as far as that running back room goes, as far as your air attack goes.
I hope he advocated for that.
Yeah.
I'm almost hoping that he made that a part of his
agreement, in his
conversation
contract
they had when they were out there on the island, and talking, and he probably told Kyle, like, I'm going to be a part of the offense, man. I want to get more plays. I want to be, have more involvement. And he knows that he's an asset, but getting the ball and getting in the end zone and being able to be a part of, that big play, you know what I mean, and not just the block, you know what I mean. It's rewarding for a guy, and Juszczyk is more than deserving of that. And
and he stayed with us
guys
for
like
that
George
reason
Kittle
alone.
and them that are
give him some more touches,
yeah,
just because he could have went somewhere else.
Absolutely. But he where his heart was is where he remained, and so that was, that speaks volumes. And can't wait till we get Fred locked in, and I know we got some other guys that want to be here for a long time. So it's promising,
and it'll get better too, because I just want to see the 49ers get in a groove, focused and determined, with all of them having the same goal. Let's fix what went wrong last year, and let's get it done each and every week.
Yeah, please, let's not forget. We lost in the Super Bowl to the referees, and we lost, to some of ourselves. Even though we still could have won, even with the referees, we made that clear already. We lost to a team that we were better than, though. So let's not get. Let's not talk about that stuff with the Chiefs and all that. And Patrick Mahomes he ran almost 500 yards backwards, in one game. So, or steps or whatever the hell you want to do. We can incorporate that into yardage, and I'm sure that would be a nice little arsenal on the offense for a player or two. So, great job, Patty.
Yeah,
old Patty and them.
Machoke. And that was, because the thing is, if that had been anybody else, if it had been anybody on our team, they'd have been all over us. He didn't have an offensive line. His offensive line was gone a few hours before the game, and that's why he came out there and did the things he did. Had I had my offensive line, I'm pretty sure I could have taken that team apart. Patty, you're supposed to be super Pat, all right? So what happened?
And nobody could do that. Let's be clear, though. He also. Nobody could do that like Patrick Mahomes and run around like that and make those passes that he did, getting swung around in 720s. and all these different things.
Hey,
So
Tyreek
that
Hill
was,
dropped one in the end zone. So, I do feel sorry for him for that.
Hit him right in the face mask. Hit him right in the damn face mask, Ronbo. I mean, shit, Maybe if he'd have thrown it a little bit harder, he could have got stuck right in there, you know what I mean? And it would have been, he wouldn't even needed his hand. Yeah, that would have been classic, man. That would have went down in history, I'll tell you. But yeah, man, you guys, look, you guys. You guys went back to the Super Bowl, but you got embarrassed, okay? And then you guys didn't even stand on your own too. Like, you know what I mean? You guys need the referees and all these other things for us, and then it ended up going back and blowing up in your face, So karma's a dirty one at that.
They put real refs in there the next following year, and they probably talked about it after our game. LSA probably says, guys,
they probably said the same shit that we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, does it sound familiar? Oh no, I don't think I know anything about that. Yeah, I bet.
Alice, I'm gonna see you Sunday, man, and hopefully there'll be some something developed because I'm tired of waiting for Julio. I keep saying that, but I'm dying to hear what they're gonna do. So let's see.
Yeah, man. Let's see what's going on. As long as he doesn't come, as long as he isn't going anywhere in our division. I don't even care if he goes to another NFC team, just not the West.
They keep talking about the Hawks. That ain't gonna happen. Anyway, all right, fam.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe. And
thanks, Ellis.
Yeah, man. Shout out to all the Niner faithful, man. Shout out to everybody standing up for this channel for Brother Ronbo. And man, we're gonna keep it going. And shout out to Twisted Eva or whoever that is, man. That's been showing a lot of love and respect. I think that was Larry Hover. Trying to talk greasy last time, and Twisted Eva or Evil was, standing up for your boy, man. So shout out to you and everybody else in the chat, man. Peace and love, Brother Ronbo.
Back at you, fam. Night.
Respect. Yes.
Good. Okay. And Raiders Carlos, man, I'm telling you, boy, injuries do make a difference. If that is not the case, what happened to the Raiders in that Super Bowl one playoff run they had? See? So don't tell me that making excuses about injuries is a legitimate thing to be said. That is, only a Raider fan or a Hawk fan. You put their IQ together, and a piece of paper is about all you can slide between that gap. Hey, and here he comes. He is Bama man, 49-11 Niners! My man, Rod, get in here. Rod, I ain't seen you in days.
My boy Ron Bizzle, what it do, baby?
Rod, man, you creeping up on the season, you know how we do. Summertime coming, working out, and they're getting ready to go to work. Rod, I was just looking at PFF because you know how they spotlight things that are of interest at times. And last year, as sad and pathetic as we were, we had one of the best individually when they could play, some of the best receivers in football. I mean, running backs, Mahim got hurt, explanation there. So, of course, we couldn't do what we would do. But then you look at Jeffrey Wilson Jr., that boy was ridiculous. I mean, the thing is, now that everything is corrected, if they thought we did good last year, Rod, wait till these people see what a healthy 49er unit looks like. Oh, no. And if they thought our air attack was good, what if they're healthy and Jalen Hurd shows up? Rod, there's so many things to look forward to. Rod, your feeling on this, fam?
Man, look here, Ronbo. Want to catch a heart attack playing that what-if game when it comes to my boys, you know what I'm saying? Bottom line is, we seem to have tried to restock our ammunition by getting guys like, the offensive lineman we drafted, Trey Sermon and Elijah Mitchell. I mean, I'm really, really looking forward to see what these guys can do because we already know what the guys that we got returning can do. Mm-hmm. And I'm not as concerned as a lot of the other guys about the injury to Raheem Morris. Raheem Mostert. And the reason why is going to be because anybody that, has come from a background of track or just doing a lot of running understands it goes with the territory. things like hamstrings, things like knee problems. It goes with the territory. But my main concern with the 49ers organization this year is going to be fixing that problem with conditioning. I know that we replaced guys that we had before with, to my understanding, the guys that run our conditioning program come from the hockey league. I don't know how true that is.
No, it's true.
But it's something. It's something that they definitely need to.
The sports science group. I don't know what kind of science they're applying, but they need to get on them dudes out there. And Rod, you know how it is. You played ball before. A lot of knuckleheads don't like to do what they're told. I'm worried about that. Don't go out there knowing everything. Let somebody show you, man. You know, you guys getting hurt.
Well, I tell you what, man. After the pandemic season, anyone foolish enough to take this thing for granted get what they deserve. You know, we got to take this stuff serious, man, because, I mean, I think last season showed, especially, you know, with the lack of a training camp, the lack of, no preseason at all, really. I mean, you saw the injuries take place, and then you saw, like, if you remember Pittsburgh going 10-0 in the beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, the NFL is a league where if you're not taking all of the programs serious, you're asking for trouble. You got to take your OTA serious. You got to take training camp serious. You got to take preseason serious, because all of these things are nothing but phases before we actually get to the battle. And, you know, we all know that we got a lot of weapons, but it doesn't matter if you got weapons if you can't go out there and use them.
It's like going out, you take your gun out and left your bullets at the house. You know, so you know you ain't getting nothing done that way.
Yeah.
So,
but I tell you what, man. Other than that, I'm really excited to see what the defense is going to look like under Nico Ryan.
Is Javon Kinlaw ringing in your mind? Every time I think about that, because Kinlaw is just an imposing figure. You look at that defensive line, and it's like you see Optimus Prime standing there amongst the rest of them, you know? That's a big boy.
I'm glad you said it, man, because, you know, I've been listening to the faithful from this season and last season. This offseason and last season, always making the comparison between he and DeForest Buckner. And the truth of the matter is, DeForest Buckner was a freak of nature. It's not something that's going to just come every season. That comes like a dime a dozen.
Generation.
Javon Kinlaw has a background of having a struggle life because of his home life wasn't the very best. So, you know, I think things like that makes an athlete's hunger that much better. He came out of the SEC, South Carolina. Yeah. Guy has a notorious reputation for being able to sack the quarterback. I mean, DeForest Buckner was not scouted as a defensive tackle pass rush. He was really brought there to be like a guy who can stuff the run. Yeah, but he ended up being good enough to do both. But I really do think that Javon Kinlaw, people haven't seen anything yet. You just think about the first play that he made last season when the guy made a freaking pick. You know, I think there's more to come with this guy. There's more than meets the eye.
Rod, he missed some sacks by inches several times. When you see that, you know he's got a couple of things to work on. He'll get that down. I look for that to be the case. Kasort gets more time to work with him this year. We may have something nobody's going to believe. And
that, you just said it, man. I can't pronounce that coach's name again. Kasort. Man, that dude right there is the best thing that happened to San Francisco as far as our defense, bro. He's the best thing that happened to us, man. I like the job that he's. You just think about what he's done since he's been there. He turned around Eric Armstead.
Oh yeah, he's got an assistant out there that I heard today actually that the guys weren't hitting the sled properly. He told them to move out the way. He hit the sled, knocked the thing all the way out the area. He said, I got to go
He's a
find.
beast.
This is the coach. Players stepped it up after that. Oh, no, hell no. Coach go outwork me? I don't think so. And they said it got busy out there then. That was hilarious. I
Yeah.
love those kind of stories.
Well, I mean, if you ever had an opportunity to listen to him in practice, he's a motivator, man. His guys like playing for him. Kind of like Jim Tonsula when he first came to San Francisco.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to it, man. And I know even you yourself, man, I just can't wait to see what my boy Bosa gonna do.
Oh,
I can't wait to see. I hope he comes back healthy. I hope he doesn't rush it.
yeah.
Because I mean, guys, if we
he'll
just
be on
be
a snap count in the beginning, probably. But that's all right. Bring him along
yeah,
slowly.
I think the biggest thing is just not to be overly cautious. But I mean, it's time to go in attack mode, man. I think this is our season, bro.
The odd
me
years
for
ago.
one.
This is
Yeah,
21.
absolutely.
It's weird. So I don't know. Right,
I hope this psychological plan of Kyle Shanahan to psych Jimmy Garoppolo into having a better season because he's motivated by the rookie that's behind him. I hope it works, man.
I do too.
It's been known to working for quarterbacks in the past, so we'll see.
We're gonna find out. Rod, always good to hear from you.
It's been good.
I hate when it takes you so long to get back because it seems like every conversation we have seems like it's too short. Rod, we'll be back Sunday.
Got to blame these folks at Walmart, man. They're working the crap out of dudes, bro.
It's money matters. All right, fam.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully, when you get a chance,
Always
get over there.
good catching up with you, Ronbo. I'll catch you the next one, man. Probably try to catch you for the next episode of Raw.
Hey, all right, fam. Monday night, be looking for you. All right.
Give me the exit to the door, baby.
I know you're ready for it. You ready? Another!
Give it to me.
Rod. Rod.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Ronbo.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Empire. Shout out to you too, MC Niner. Catch up with you, Ronbo.
She's macking these days. Thanks, fam. Hey, Seuss.
Yo, Ronbo.
Hey, Seuss, man, we're looking at, and so you know what? If you're like me, you didn't really realize, we're biased. We're 49er fans. We're looking at every guy on our team as being an absolute stud, no matter what Raider Carlos says. My homeboy, the rest of them comedians that call themselves fans, trashing up our chat. We think our guys are the best in the NFL, and we're not that far off. When you look at individual records, stats, our guys measure up. And I didn't even think about the wide receiver room, but I have been crying about the wide receiver quality ever since Shanahan took over. So now we got some legitimate wide receivers, bro. Hey, give a shout out to your boys and give me a feeling on this stuff.
Man, I like to give a shout out to my brother Eddie E. I always give a shout out to Chad Garrison, Tommy H. Everyone, in the chat, shout out to Raiders Carlos. You know what I'm saying? The boys are bum, man. The boys are bum. 34-3, that's all I got to say. November 1st, 2018, Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
My Niners whooped that ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I can't wait for the next time. Hey, real talk. I can't wait for the next time the Niners play the Raiders because we're going to whoop that ass again, too.
But it won't have the same as it was that night, though, because the Raiders came in. Every time you see a Raider, who the king of the Bay? Oh, man, y'all, you know what? Y'all won the last game, and what year was that? And Kaepernick was playing, and y'all got over. Okay. Y'all going to be the king of the Bay. You won one game out of the last 5 meetings, and now y'all the king of the Bay. And then, of course, we got redemption that Thursday night. Hey, Raider fan, who the king of the Bay, baby?
Hey, we own the Bay. All right, let me tell you, that game right there, that just shows you, Ronbo, that game was for whoever owns the Bay. The Niners whooped that ass, 34-3. There's nothing to say. They play in Las Vegas now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to call yourself an Oakland Raider when they don't even play out there in Oakland, in Chokeland. You know what I'm saying? We got more rings. We got more history than the Raiders. We're a dynasty. They ain't a dynasty. You know what I'm saying?
God.
They go after our old players all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Trying to be good.
You know what I'm saying? And trying to be good, exactly. You know what I'm saying? The Raiders have sucked for 2 decades, Ronbo. You know what I'm saying? That 2016 year was a fluke, and they didn't go to playoffs since. And they got Derek Clunker out there, bro. That's all I got to say, man. The Raiders are a joke, man. The Raiders suck, dude. They're wasting their talent with Derek Clunker, bro. You know what? I'm happy. You know what? I hope they keep Derek Carr for a really long time.
Wait,
Because
don't
they
stop
really
at that.
suck, man.
Don't stop at that. And Gruden. Keep Gruden around there for his whole 10-year contract.
Oh, sure you're right.
God, that's hilarious. Knock on wood if you hear me. I hear you, John.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really hope they keep I really hope they keep John Gruden, bro. You know what I'm saying? Ever since he came back, you know, he's officially the Raider killer. You know what I'm saying? He beat him in the Super Bowl.
It's just, you know, we gotta have a smack night. I don't know which day of the week. We gotta have a smack night where we just run all the teams down. And them trolls that like to hang off in here, they go hang off in here no matter what we do. Invite them all in, and we just go down the list: Raiders, Rams, Chickens. I mean, you just keep on going down. Now all of a sudden we got to deal with my homeboy. So bring the Chiefs in on the mix too. You know what I'm saying? There's 5 teams I can always think of that you just want to beat up on. You just talk complete disgusting disrespect. Right. You know, it's
hey, but Ronbo, you know it's kind of funny that the Raider fans, you know, they still have something to say when they haven't gone to playoffs. Yeah, or Rooker was better, but what did they win though? That's the thing. If you ain't winning the Super Bowl, then what are you talking about? You didn't go to playoffs either, so why are you talking? You know what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm talking about. And the thing is, at the end of the day, nobody's going to remember that year. The 49ers didn't win nothing, and the Raiders didn't either. Well, the Raiders did it. So? Did he get the playoffs? No.
Hey.
Well, who cares?
Exactly. You know, we went to 4 playoff appearances in the past decade, you know? You know, right now we're in the 2020s, you know? But at least in the 2010s, we went to playoffs 4 times. We went to playoffs 4 times, man. You know, and that team, and we went to the NFC Championship 4 times in that decade, bro. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, did we come short? Yeah, but where have they been? You know, we at least won. At least we won NFC championships. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, that just shows more that our franchise is more historic than the Raiders ever will be. You know, the Raider fans wish it was.
It goes without saying.
The Raider fans wish it was.
The best franchise in California is in San Francisco. Has been for some time. So therefore, these trolls that we deal with, they ain't got no game. But you know,
almost definitely.
Talk to me about the what are you looking for in the air attack and the running attack this year? Because we got a couple of minutes to go. Give me some praise on how good the wide receivers are gonna be as compared to what they was last year. And we're talking about guys who was out most of the season. Wait till we get don't let them go 17-game schedule. We're gonna dominate. I love getting that feeling.
Man, all I gotta say, Ronbo. We had the best tight end in the leage. You know, my boy Kittle finna finish top 5. You know, we had Brandon Ayuk and we had Deebo Samuel. Hopefully, we can stay healthy. I agree with one of the callers earlier. Homeboy said something about Raheem Mostert not probably being able to play the whole season because, you know, he's a little banged up. You know, his body's banged up. You know, I agree with him. But, you know, our run attack's still going to be really good if we keep it a zone run the way how we kept it, you know?
And we got so many running backs now. I mean, you know, we got Kyle.
Exactly. We got so much depth.
All in quality now. Yeah.
Exactly. We got so much depth, you know, my bad. Depth. We got so much depth.
I know what you're talking about. You know, and I can't wait to see Elijah Mitchell in the preseason game because, you know, Kyle's going to play most of them rookies in the preseason game, right? You ain't going to see no veterans out there. So I'm looking for, like, Elijah Mitchell be behind center. Also, Trey Sermon. That's going to be your 1-2 running backs, you know. Hopefully nothing happens to him, though, because we need them if something happens during the season. But, you know, man, that's a lot of speed and a lot of muscle. That's Gallman and Mostert, but round, you know, number 2.0, should I say. So, you know what? This is going to be fun preseason.
You know, real talk. Real talk. Yeah, obviously the stats are part of the game and it comes along. But if we can just stay healthy, man, you know, just keep our main receivers healthy throughout the whole year, keep our big boys really healthy, man, I think the 49ers could win it more with the offense over defense the majority of the schedule.
Can you
know,
imagine?
Seattle doesn't have really good defense.
And
You know,
that's saying
we have a
something.
really good, we have a young offense that still needs improvement. Don't get me wrong. Like Deebo solid, Raheem Mostert solid. Brandon Ayuk, his rookie year showed us that he could do a lot. Ronbo,
I'm telling you.
I just want to see. I want to see a little more Garoppolo with Ayuk. That's all I want to see. I want to see
He
more
could
receptions
be.
to Ayuk.
He could be receiver one. He could be one of those. We're gonna find out. He's got an
Hey, I
ouchie
ain't
right now.
tripping.
But
As long as it's a friendly competitiveness. As long as it's friendly competitive, because I don't want that TL drama or that AB drama,
See, that's the
I
thing
don't
about our
want that,
locker room. You'll never see that. Everybody supports everybody, so it'll be cool. Hey, Zeus, man, get back to work on Raider Carlos and that tribal guy. Don't let him rest. I'll be watching you in there.
Oh yeah, man. All I gotta say, quest for six.
There you go.
That's all I gotta say.
Most of them can't even get quest for 2, and the Raiders quest for 4. Hey, Jesus, I'll see you Sunday.
All right, Ronbo, you have a blessed night, man. Thank you
You
for
too, fam.
taking my call, man.
Always appreciate it.
All right, have a good night.
You too, fam. He's 4 down the Empire in the chat. Oh, no, not a Texas boy sighting. Texas boy's actually clowning the Raiders, too. Texas boy is an ally today. Oh, my God. Tony, Atlanta. Tony, get in here, Tony.
Ronbo, what is going on?
Oh, Tony, man, you guys are still ground zero for everybody in the NFL, man. Everybody's watching the most dynamic wide receiver available, and it got quiet. Hey, Tony, what's so funny about that? Because everybody said, man, what the hell's going on in Atlanta? Man, what you doing? You hear whispers everywhere. What the hell's going on in Atlanta, man? Why is it so quiet? It's June damn what? And he ain't gone no name, did said nothing, nobody. So, you guys did like drawing all the attention, man. It's hilarious. And Tony, the funny thing about that is, no matter what you guys are doing, people probably looking good out in practice and everything. Ain't nobody even talking about that. What's going on with Julio? Give us a report.
Yeah.
Tony, you got the inside. We're lucky to have you. What's going on in Atlanta?
Well, on one of my bloggers today, they were talking about we can't get any takers. We keep Julio. And then some of the guys said, we still want him gone. They were into their feelings, Ronbo, is what it is. I said, but guys, this is business. I mean, sometimes they can have a dinner and talk about what happened and smooth things over. No, what he did was wrong. I said, there you go being emotional again. You got to stop it.
How a man gonna be wrong?
They just need to stop it.
This is a profession.
But, hey, Ronbo, you remember I was talking to you, was asking me about, we were talking about the free agents. I said I would really love for us to sign Darquez Dennard. We were talking Wednesday night.
Mm.
He signed for Arizona last night. Darquez Dennard.
Uh-oh. Wait, what
that's,
position?
That's another one, dog.
Wait, what position does he play?
Cornerback. Corner.
Uh-oh. And they was kind of falling a little weak because what's his name? What's their all-pro cornerback? He's been having troubles the last couple of seasons.
Patrick Peterson, is he with Philly? Yeah. But they still got Dre Kirkpatrick, who they got from Cincinnati 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Now they got Darquez Dennard, their teammates again. And then I just saw on this CBS blog that Chandler Jones, the defensive end that I wanted from Arizona, he's having the same issues as Julio, and he shut off all of his Arizona media. Everything. So
Whoa. Chandler Jones is not happy in Arizona right now?
yeah. he has not. So
They was going to have JJ coming off on one edge and Chandler coming off the other. I wonder what the problem is.
That's what I thought. So he's up for a new contract. He's due to make 15.3 this year. So we can't trade one Jones for another because we'll still be in the same problem.
That's abuse. Chandler Jones should be getting paid more than 15. That is abuse. I agree with him. Chandler Jones has been stellar.
He has the most sacks of anybody since 2016 with 92.5 of anybody, including Von Miller.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you know what? That's why. Okay, this kind of disharmony it could be a problem. Now, what if he's less motivated this year due to the fact he thinks he's getting abused? And if they can't get a taker for him, if he wants out of Arizona, could be interesting.
Shut off all the social media like Julio did in Atlanta. So stay tuned on that one.
Now all he's got to do is call Shannon Sharp, and Shannon to put him on speakerphone.
Yes, sir. Teams are starting to sign their draft picks, is all I know.
God. Who's walking? Hey, you know what? If anybody's going to leave Atlanta, though, right now, other than Julio, who else is, you know those players that nobody wants to pay, and they let them just leave? Have you got any candidates like that right now?
No, because we released our free safety, our strong safety, Keanu Neal's in Dallas, Ricardo Allen's in Cincinnati.
So you've gotten rid of all the players you need to get rid of, or wanted to get rid of. So yeah, so because you know you guys are that team that any overflow you got, man, I'm gonna be interested because the Falcons have had ooh-wee talent for years now. Yeah.
And the other thing I heard, all-pro defensive tackle. You remember Geno Atkins? Made the Pro Bowl like 8 straight years in Cincinnati.
Right.
Teams want him. I was just told he took a physical in Dallas. I'm like, oh, no, Geno, don't go there. You ain't going to win. They haven't signed him. They haven't signed him, but they worked him out and had him take a physical. That's all I know.
Oh, God. I know. If I was a free agent, even if I was like down to my last $20, and the Dallas Cowboys, Ronbo, Dallas wants you to come on in and do a workout. Dallas.
I would love to have Geno in Atlanta. We just don't have the money.
You know, because I
just don't have the money.
Do you remember watching Cowboys games, and every now and then the crew would go behind the locker room. I don't know why the Cowboys leave the locker room door open, but you could see the hallway door. You could hear shouting. And the reporter would be way back in a distance, and you could hear that shouting in Dallas's locker room.
The funny part that I love about Cowboy games is, you know, when they, like at the end of the game when they're losing, they'll show Jerry Jones' press box. The skybox, he'll get up and leave. That is hilarious.
And do the Jerry Jones face like he's just so upset.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, hey, Jerry, if you hire a general manager, you could get mad at home. You know, but you keep trying to run. You ain't no general manager. Obviously, since you got rid of Smith years ago, that was a bad move, dumbass.
And see, they're so high on Dan Quinn, our former head coach. I'm telling you, he's gonna run that same soft zone. They think their defense is gonna be in the top 10. I don't know why they think that. I don't get it.
Hey, did you hear
one last thing, Ronbo?
Go ahead.
Cam Newton hurt his hand. So Cam Newton's hurt.
I know. I saw that. Didn't take long. So,
Julio didn't say he wanted to play with him. I don't know where this stuff comes from.
Wait a minute.
I don't know
in New Orleans. Well, you know, I don't know how Julio feels about who's the second stringer on that, because I don't think Mac is not. Mac is at number 3. I think Belichick put a strange number uniform, like 50 or something on him.
Yeah, I saw that. Like Bravo Bowl number. Who's that quarterback that you guys had, like journeyman?
Hoyer?
Is he up there? Is he the number 2?
You know, I think you're right. Yeah, Brian Hoyer is probably rated ahead of Mac. Because Mac Jones is like, okay, we'll see, because, you know, the pressure around town is probably going to get Mac Jones. Belichick ain't going to listen to that, though. So if Mac Jones starts, Mac Jones will be thoroughly ready.
No. But, yeah, man, Geno Atkins, man, that's one of those free agents, man, that I would love to have him. We just can't afford him.
You know, you might, and everybody might. These guys cannot run around talking about I need premium prices at this particular point. Your time for that is gone. That ship sailed.
I'm surprised you guys ain't tried to get them for a cheap price. As a rotational.
You know what's so funny? Because I'm starting to think that D Ford maybe they think D Ford can play. We got Givens and some other guys. Our inside guys are pretty much, we got too many. Some of them may not even make the team. The edge, we got Arden Key and some other guys. I'm not sure if Arden Key's ready to play because Arden Key looks like, for all intents and purposes, looks like he's a bust. He's had years in the league already. He came out of school looking
And y'all
like
got that kid from Michigan too. That I can't think of his Hurst, Maurice Hurst.
Oh
Y'all
yeah, I
got
forgot
him
about
too
him.
from
Yeah, and then of course we
Defensive
picked up
tackle.
we picked up also Ibukum or Sosa. I'm just not calling him Sosa. It's just easier. So we got plenty of activity coming off the edge. They're not Nick Bosa quality, but I think they can get it done. Hopefully, so we're gonna see what happens with that.
Good rotational players. You need a rotation.
Yeah, because when you're all
But
gas,
man,
no
I'm
brakes.
so mad Darquez Dennard got signed by Arizona. I'm like, man, here we go.
I gotta check that out. See what the zone is, because I never pay attention to them because they scare me. I'm gonna start paying more closer to it. I watch the Hawks because I want to watch them just turn to poo. And the Rams, you don't even got to pay attention to the Rams. The Rams are rated as the best team in NFC West already for reasons unknown. I can't wait till the season gets started.
I'm just gonna call them the LA Hype. The LA Hype.
Better name for them. Hey, Elon, Tony, let me talk to you later. I'm gonna be back Sunday looking for you. I love going around the league with you.
Yes, sir. We'll see any more news around the league. Good talking to you, sir.
All right, back at you. Have a good night, Tony.
Take care.
Yeah, Tony's fun, man. Boy. I feel like I gotta go, but I feel like I need to get back to. I'm gonna have to run another Smack channel. Boy, Raider Carlos, boy, you mother, boy, you got a lot of nerve coming in here talking that trash, boy. Raiders ain't did nothing but get an ass whooping forever, and now didn't I just tell you recently? It's nice to not have to be bothered. Remember that year the Raiders took over our chat? Was that 2018? And they just took over the chat. A lot of those names you'll never see anymore. Shame is a wonderful thing when it comes to Raiders, because then you ain't gonna put up with it anymore. Whew, boy. All right. I'm gonna get over that. Go relax and have something to eat, fam. I can't wait to see you Sunday. Oh, Carlos. Raider Carlos, man. Oh, jeez, my eyes are burning. Okay. Fam, have a great night, great weekend. Thanks for contributions, fam. I always appreciate that. Have a great weekend between now and then. Hit them likes. Raider Carlos, man, you need to like twice, man. I'm telling you, oh, honey. Oh, God. I know. Yeah.